Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Ajay. For new subscribers who don't know me, I am a developer at one of the Mang companies. And for this year's NQT exam, so without wasting further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first slide we have here is maybe I'll just pick up a pointer. Okay. The first slide we have is the common sections that are involved in all these MCQs or the advanced questions and all whatever the we have observed and whatever it is there. So as per that we have seen it that these 10 categories or these 10 sections are being like the questions or whatever being asked, like those are these questions have been picked from these sections only. You can see it's basic maths, array, string, sorting, searching, matrix, collection, recursion, dynamic program, and number system. So let's go to the next slide. And I guess these are some of the testimonials or feedback from the previous year's candidate where they have genuinely given a feedback that they got selected in the so and so roles when they have given the NQT, and they have got to know about those videos, the process, and everything from our channel. And this is genuine feedback. We haven't asked them, they just have shared with them. And even 4 years back when I wrote my NQT and I also cleared it, so I also have a kind of experience of an on ground experience of how exactly NQT works. There are some slight difference after it was made, but at least I know the process and everything. So maybe I know the situation here and that, so I can understand your feeling because I was in your shoes as well. Okay, so one more testimonials. Maybe I will just try to attach this PPT. You can go through that. So these are the sections involved here, like part A numerical ability, reasoning, verbal, and part B advanced and advanced coding. So these two coding questions are important. So ideally in this two coding question, one will be like easy question and there will be like easy to medium kind of question. There will be no hard level of questions involved here. So and the first question 80 to maybe 95% people can easily do it if they are familiar with like basic variables, basic like functionalities to declare functions, looping statements, and any arithmetic operations and all. The first at least one question will be at least be able to do 80% of it. The other question, which is also might look simple, but the thing is that the edge cases or the test cases might involve in such a way that you have to write some optimized code here, and to come up with that optimized code you need a practice for that. So that's what this video is about. So this is the first video and we'll keep on updating the videos, so you just have to refer those and just note this, just try to find a similar pattern like this, maybe refer to any of the open source website anywhere or any previous question and just keep preparing. Okay, so I guess it's the same difficulty level, advanced, and all those things are mentioned here. If you want you can take a screenshot or we'll just attach the PPT in the description. Okay, we have a question here. Sum of starting 10 multiples of given number. Okay, you have given an input n, you have to print the sum value of multiples of n. Okay, n equal to 10, output 50, sorry 550. Explanation 10 into 1, 10 into 2, 10 into 3, 10 into 4, 10 into 5, and so on till 10 into 10. Okay, any other? Okay, this is the second question. Let's me open my notes. Okay, so for us, let me select this. Okay, cool. We are given a number n. Okay, this is in the input. Cool. Now they want us to find the sum of 10 multiples. 10 multiples, which is n into 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 so on into 10, and what are sum we get, this will be our output. Understood? So the basic brute force approach is that we just take n, let's maybe in the pseudocode wise take that as an input here. Once we have the input ready, just run a for loop with initializing the index from 1 to 10, and once it's iterating, let's suppose we have a variable called total which should store I into the number n, and this should get stored every time and get added, and at last we just have to print the total. That's it. It's a simple straightforward brute force approach. Maybe let's try to code this in. I'll open my editor. Okay, just create a file, sum of 10 numbers. Okay, let's have like sum of 10 numbers, and we need n, which is the number, and once we have n, what we discuss, we will loop it as per here. You can see we have to loop it for, you can use a for loop for I in the range of 1 comma, we can keep 10 but range take -1 as the last element, so we can keep +1, which is nothing but 1 comma 11. Now we need the total, that's what we discussed, but let's initialize total here. Oh, maybe I'll just maximize this. Okay, let's initialize the total equal to 0, and total plus is equal to I, yeah correct, I into n, right, and return total. Now here we can take n equal to input, enter a number, and print sum of total. Cool. Let's run this. Maybe I'll make this also bigger. Okay, you can see the prompt here, right? Enter a number. So as per the test case, it was 10. It's 550. Cool. So maybe we can even debug this. Print I into n. If I do this, you can understand much better. If I run this and keep 10, you can see first is 10, then 10 into 2, 10 into 3, 10, 4, so on till 550. You want more, then you can even give like print I comma basically like to print in this way, but it's fine, I guess. Let's not waste much time on it. We have to just keep separate and end without the end line, and again keep the equal to line equal to 10, but that's not the case for you. But I hope you understood the code. So this is the output we need, and total is this. But the catch is that, okay, it's like 10 multiples, which means the loop will go till 10 times for any kind of number. Maybe I'll take another color. Okay, so loop will go for 10 times, which will be order of 10. Okay, let's suppose we have a question where they kept like y multiples. So y multiples can be like 1 lakh, 10, what you call a crore, or anything, any number. Then it will be order of y, which is a, which will cause a lot of high time complexity, because many test cases might pass, which I told in that first question 80% can do, but there might be 1 or 2 test cases which might require unoptimized version. So now if you see here, that's where the logic comes here. If you see here, it's a natural numbers sequence and we are doing a sum. We know that the sum of natural numbers formula is n into n plus 1 by 2, correct? Then we need 10 number, the 10, that is a multiples of 10, which is 10 into 10 plus 1, which is 11 by 2, which becomes 55. Okay, and this is for 10. Suppose we already discussed about y multiples, right? If it's y, then what we can do, maybe I'll write here, if it's y, then y into y plus 1 by 2. That's it. We need this value, whatever. So we need this value, correct? Now we know it's 55, so instead of all this, we can just keep 55 into n. Now let's try to run it. Of course, just a basic multiple. I gave again 10 as the input, and you can see 550 is the answer. So if we keep, let's keep maybe 9, 495. That's correct. So that's how we have to come up with the optimized solution. This optimized solution is important because many can do the brute force one, it's just a simple, but to figure out that particular logic, it's like this is a arithmetic that comes up with the practice. So that's for the first problem. But and if like anyone wondering why we did in Python, we can do in Java as well. There is no language restriction, but we'll also attach the Java code in the description as well, so that's not an issue. But if you need in any other language other from Python and Java, please let us know in the comments. We will try to prepare it and keep it in the description or in the comment section. Okay, so let's move on now to the second question. Yeah, so this is the question which I told, right? The first one will be easy, the second will be easy to medium. This is the easy to medium question. Here we can see given an array and an integer k, find the maximum of each and every continuous sub-array. Wow, so we have a sub-array question. Sub-array questions are like very common in any kind of what do you call it, whether it's just not the coding, even on the interviews as well. Many interviews are sub-arrays. So I would say like this like an homework or whatever, just keep a note of it that you have to prepare similar kind of questions that might be useful in future for you guys. Okay, now we have let's see 1 2 3 4 5 k equal 3 maximum 1 2 3. Okay, so what exactly is happening here is you can see the k value is given as 3. Maybe I'll just write down here. Okay, and this is the second question. We have 1 2 3 1 4 5 and the k value is 3. So what they are asking, they are taking pick the sub array with the length of 3. So this is the first sub array. Let's keep s1. In this the max element is 3, this to be pushed, and next if you see this is the next sub array, means you just have to go to the next index. So in this next 3 elements, or the because the number is given as 3 in the length of k 231, again it's 3. Now once we increase the length from here, sorry, once we start from the index 2 here, 314, which will be 4. Again from here it will be 5, so it should be 3345. I hope we get the same. Yes, 3345. Similarly we have this. And also if you observe, like if you're doing a brute force way or the whatever to come with logic, you can see that we have like 6 numbers here. The length of an array is 6, the ARR array is 6. Now for this you can see it's kind of like length of ARR minus k plus 1. So if you see length of AR is 6, 6 minus k is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4, which is the length of this, and it will not exceed that. That's a basic math. So just keep this ready so that we can iterate till this element, because we don't want to go outside some other indexes which might result in some index out of bound exceptions. Okay, so now we understood the question. Let's try to do a pseudocode. Okay, let's take array as the input here, or maybe we have an array like 1 2 3 so on, whatever as per the input, and we also have the k element which is 3, or you can take as an input as well. Cool. Now we have array k, and any more again? No. So now I told you, right, we have to iterate till this. So let's keep for I, it should start from 0 to same the above, length of array minus k plus 1. Okay, let's scroll up. Okay, in this iteration so we will get the max element, right? So for that we have to access array from I to I plus k, because for every index we have to add plus k, and we have to take that subarray, because if we are at 2 we have to take from here plus 3 index, from here plus 3 index, like this. So array of 1, from this we have to pull out the max element, and that max element maybe we can store in some like current max. Okay, once we have this, sorry for that. So once we have this, we have the current max, then maybe we can declare one more array here, or a list, which will store final list of max elements in that array, max subarray. Okay, so in that list we'll just append the current max which we got in the above line, this one, and at last we just have to print that list. Cool. So it's simple, so let's try to code it. Okay, this is subarray. I'll make it a little big to get the max element in a kth size subarray. Okay, so let's keep some array as 1 2 3, and what else we have here, 1 2 3 1 4 5. Okay, we have this. Now we need k, which is 3. Now let's define subarray. Okay, we need the k value as well. Now we have input as a and k. So next is to loop, right? Yeah, before that we kept that we have to declare a list. Okay, let's keep like max subarray equal to empty, and for I in range of ln of arr minus k plus 1, and from here we have to find the current max, which is max of array of I colon I plus. From I we have to indent till I plus k, so we'll get the max value. Then we have to append the current at max value and return max subarray. Cool, so we have it. So let's do a print subarray array of k. Okay, let's run the subarray. Yeah, you can see we got the output 3 3 4 5. Maybe we can keep trying this one as well. 8 5 10 7 9 4, 8 5 10 7 9 4, 15 12 19 13, 15 12 19 30, and k value is 4. Okay, let's try to execute this. Yeah, we got 10 10 15 15 19 19, 10 10 10 15 15 19 19. Okay, oh, I kept 90. Yeah, 15 15 19 19. So that's pretty much. So even this question seems straightforward and many people might do it, but again those edge cases which I talking about. Now the problem is here. So if you see, I'll take another color. Okay, if you see, you're using one loop here, and even if you're doing a max here, there's another loop internally going on. This is for like Python space. Even if you do in a Java, you have to explicitly write a loop, or if you write max, indirectly it's also doing a loop. So here two loops are involved. One will be almost like size of array, which we can consider as n, and that is going till k. Okay, every time. So this is order of n into k complexity, which is like very huge. And if there are like huge numbers, so you have to like, and they keep k as very less or very high, then the iteration will be too many that many test cases might fail. So what can be the optimal solution for this? These problems, when you see a subarray and when there's like a, you can see this part and this what you call this particular windows you are seeing, right? These are can be easily solved from a sliding window logic. Okay, And this sliding window, you can search in Google or anywhere, there will be like tons of programs related to that. So that is also very important. So this is like basically to check whether you can pick up that sliding window algorithm or sliding window logic here. So in this sliding window logic, if it's for an optimized code, right here, so in this sliding window, for this we can use a DQ. Okay, DQ, which is a double-ended queue, means we can enter at the start, we can exit at the start, or we can exit enter at the end, we can exit it. So both ways it's an open. Now once we have the DQ, we can store the indices, whatever is the what you call indices, whatever is the maximum elements index value is there, that we can store in this DQ. And we can, for to store that, we have to make sure it's the indices. Second thing, we'll compare it's the max value or not. Third, whatever max value we'll be getting on those indices in the DQ, we'll just what you call push into an array or list like previous code and return that list. So this sounds good, right? So maybe in pseudo code we can say first declaring a DQ. So for a Python, we already have DQ in collections module. For Java, it will be there in the java.util. You can have a look of that as well. Okay, so now in the DQ, once we have initialized, it will be empty by default. That's true, right? So for that we have to make sure if it's empty or not in the first place. And we also have to check the element that we are checking, it's not going above the k plus 1. Sorry, it's in the above, it's not going above the k plus 1, it should be in the the kth limit here. Otherwise it's going above that window, which we have to execute, which have to like stop that and pop up that element, because we have to go as per the window, that is the subarray which we have talked here. You can see 1 2 3. If it's going from, if you are checking 1 2 3, when you are checking 1, we have to make sure that it's crossed that window. We have to pick up new element, that we have to remove 1 from here. Okay, and in the second case, once we have the elements in the DQ, we have to make sure those are like maxed as per the current ARR or the current array index we have. Okay, the third is so whatever the max value will be there, which will be at its peak in the sense the top, so that we can push it to a list. Cool. So I already have a code for it. You can see, maybe I'll just maximize. Oh, I guess. Okay, good. So you can see for Python we have collection.import DQ max or subarray. Result we have declared, or result dot the max, sorry, we have initialized the DQ. Then okay, I was typing this before, and okay, for an range of n, DQ is less than, we have to make sure it's in the same kth subarray. If not, as I told, right, so if it goes to this one, then you have to pop up this left one. So that's why we are popping up this left, just to remove if we enter into a new subarray. And here it's a while loop. So suppose there's a element we have occurred, AR of I, it's greater than the current DQ minus 1, that is the top one. That means we have to pop out and make sure that it is having that AR of I. That's why at the end, so when this while loop is getting executed, this will have the max value, which we are appending here. And whatever we have appended here, we have again if I greater than k minus 1. This logic is for when, if you see here, for the first one it will not what you call push into the list, because it has to again go to 2a, you have to finish that kth subarray. For that, this one, if it's 0 is of course not greater than 3 minus 1, that is 2, so this will fail. And from here, once it reaches 3, that means the one subarray is done. Then since then it will start pulling elements from the DQ and pushing it to the result, and finally we'll try to return the result. If I execute this also, you can see it's the same output. Cool. So that's about two codes, and for the both codes we can do in any language, and I'll try to add the Java code as well. I didn't explain the Java code because I don't want to increase the length of the video, but that Java code will be available in the description. Okay, I guess I already wrote it somewhere. Yeah, so this is the Java code. It's a simple say, it's the same thing. If you see here, if DQ, in the sense that we are checking if it's an empty or not. Here explicitly we are mentioning empty or not, and you are checking if it's in the same kth subarray. Again we are doing a while loop if it's the max element or not. Then we are adding that index, then the same logic and return arrow. It's pretty much the same. Only thing is just remember that it's in the java.util so also remember that this indices. So for an editor here, it will automatically suggest, but in the exam mostly the last time that we have seen, it's not suggest. So it's better you remember where the DQ is exactly there. Okay, cool. So that's, I guess, for the second one. So we are done with the two questions for today. So this is how the questions will look like, and this is from, you can see the screenshot. This, like, we got a text message from so on to previous candidates, and we pull those questions, and we can see that this is how exactly the questions are being asked. And same way we'll try to prepare more questions like this and keep uploading. And I hope you like the video. And any suggestions or any doubts or any way you want, like if you're thinking like you need more questions, or if you're thinking like you need in this way or that way, whatever it is, it's an open ground. Just comment down. Me personally, location, everyone will keep checking on it, and we'll reply to each of your comments, and we'll try to progress on it. And also if any other further updates on the NQT as well, we'll keep you guys updated. So that's all for today, guys. So all the best, and thank you.